So,
Go ahead, go ahead.
well, I was just gonna start talking because we got to talking about like labels and stuff like that. Last time we got together at the family party.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that, like for the track that we made.
Yeah. So we have Revolution, which we want to pitch to an EDM label. And
Yeah, my thoughts. Ooh,
so, what label did you have a label in mind already?
that's exactly what I was about to start thinking about. So the big ones, they don't have a specific sound. They actually have quite a lot of styles of electronic music. One of the biggest ones, definitely top three in the entire world, is Armada.
Mm-hmm.
It's owned by one of the most famous DJs in the world, Armin van Buuren, and Armada was like for like trance music. It was like a not exactly the style that I make. The style that I make is progressive trance, which is a subgenre of trance. Trance itself, it's more upbeat, it's more uplifting, a lot of repetitive sounds like percussions,
Okay.
drum loops. It's definitely different than from the music that you've heard that I make.
Yeah.
Um, but they it's so big that they have made a bunch of other labels. The like Armind, and I don't know what else there is, but I have to like to see which one accepts the progressive trance style of it. But that's one of the biggest ones. I mean, I don't mind pitching it to them. I'm probably going to. I mean, hey, you got to shoot for the stars, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do that. And dude, if hypothetically, like, if they accept it, like, dude, it's too huge. That would be a dream come true in my book. Like, I probably would have to pinch myself, like I must be dreaming type of.
Yeah.
But that'd be pretty awesome. So I guess I would try to pitch it to them first.
Would it
It's
have
not
to
my dream
be?
label.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Would it have to be if we're pitching Revolution? Would it have to be like psytrance
No,
or it's just
psytrance.
EDM
So
in general?
psytrance. No, for psytrance, there's definitely other genres. There's other labels for that.
Yeah.
They don't actually approve psytrance, but that's not what I make. Psytrance. I don't. I don't think I ever showed you a specific psytrance track. That's a. It's different from all the other trance.
You know what we should do? You should like walk me through different like EDM genres because I've seen videos like YouTube videos where I look them up and I'm like, okay, this is this genre, this is that genre, so I have like a general idea, but I'm not like a hardcore fan or anything. But
Oh no, I'm down. I would if I mean I'm down if you have like some headphones, because I mean you gotta hear this music with
yeah,
headphones.
maybe we can do that a different day.
Armada would definitely be one of the cool labels to pitch it to. Another one that's definitely like top three in the world for electronic music would be what is it called? Spinning Records.
Mm.
Spinning Records. I know that one is more open to almost to actually almost to every single genre of electronic music.
Mm.
That's another one. Also not a dream label that I would like to be in, but that's just me. I guess that's just me being picky. But they're huge. Like there's a lot of publicity. There's those two labels right there have a lot of money. Um, and they have just a lot of publicity in every aspect, like Spotify, YouTube. They got millions of viewers, listeners.
Any acceptance from a label like that would be a dream come true in its own right, you know?
Oh yeah, everything would just start to like come together, man. And that would be a huge boost in motivation and for me. Like before I even had a track in a label, I was just making my music for fun.
Hmm.
I did tell myself, I am taking this seriously. I didn't start taking it seriously until 2015 or 2016 is when I bought my speakers, my studio monitors. I bought a little, which I thought was good at the time. I bought me a little office computer with an i5,
Yeah.
16 gigabyte RAM. But honestly, that was just like a computer that you can find in any principal's office or office anywhere. But that's when I started to take it seriously. So I thought,
Yeah.
but I would, it's just I how would you say, the motivation wasn't strong. It wasn't all there.
Yeah.
And I would get boosts of motivation like after I went to a show, to went to a club, just
Oh yeah.
seeing, oh bro, like dude,
Same.
just seeing the artists up there and just seeing the being in that crowd of immense energy and euphoria, just being surrounded by that. Like I would go home the next day, oh, go home that night, wake up the next day, and I would just be stuck on stupid on FL Studio, and I would be like that for so long, like a day or two, and by the end of the week, I was just back to my normal self. Like I'm gonna go back to my video games, go back to watching TV. I'll just
Yeah.
yeah. But once I got signed up with the HCOM Records this year, I was like, oh my god, like I mean, yeah, it's been what 10, 11 years I've been making music, and it took 11 years to finally get recognized by a label and get approved by one. Not the biggest label in the world, but it's definitely
It's a
not a
start.
small. Yeah, and it's definitely not a small label. They actually just made two of my tracks music videos on YouTube.
Oh really?
Yeah, yeah, it's
That's sick.
they
I gotta
use a
check them
lot of
out.
I love the music video that they did. They use a lot of beautiful scenery.
Mm.
Normally the music videos that they've been making is just a bunch of girls. Literally, there's just a bunch of videos of girls, and it's really good quality. Like I follow this one person who is always being hired for um for music videos of my dream label and Juna Beats.
Mhm.
And this dude, he has a whole suitcase. He got a freaking drone. He got really
Ooh.
good cameras. And this guy's always flying that drone. They go to like crazy islands, beautiful islands, and it's just videos of like top view of the shore and just the waves crashing. The quality is just insane.
Dang.
And I would like
Okay.
to do that, but I
Yeah.
mean, gotta get the gear first for something like that.
Yeah. That would be super fun. Oh,
That would
so
be
you said
sick.
your dream label is Anjuna?
And Juna Beats.
Is that why you're
Yeah.
Angel Anjuna on Discord?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've always like my gamer tags on for video games, PlayStation, Xbox since I started listening to them in 2012. It's owned by my favorite electronic artist, Above and Beyond. That's their label. These guys are already like in their late 40s. Above and Beyond is a three-man group.
Mhm.
It's a three-man DJ artist. Two of them are in their 40s, and then the other one he's already in his 50s.
Mm.
So they've been around. They created this label in 2000. It's been around. It's been around just as long as like the other ones like Spinning Records and Armada.
Yeah.
So they're definitely they're one of the biggest ones too. And but yeah, I mean I love so many artists from that record label. I just started I discovered Above and Beyond in 2012.
Mm.
Or 2011 actually. Yeah, 2011 I downloaded music, a big pack of music from like a torrent file at the time. I was downloading torrent files. That's how I got my first FL Studio. Downloaded a
Hey.
torrent file. It was just a bunch of random EDM tracks, like a bunch. And I think out of the whole 100, I liked like 10 of them. And out of those 10, there was one track from Above and Beyond. And dude, I was listening to this song. I was just in high school, and I was just like, dude, like this is so great. Like this is so good. It's funny because I think remember when we were last time talking on Discord, I showed you a video of I showed you one song of Above and Beyond.
Oh, I
I don't know if you
remember.
remember, but it was that song.
Yeah.
That was the song I was listening to, and I was just like, dude, this is just amazing. I liked a lot of different other genres back then. Like I was obsessed with dubstep at the time.
Oh, I
So I
remember. I had a dubstep phase for sure.
yeah, and it was for me. It was definitely in high school. I graduated in 2012. I met Sabrina in 2012. It's funny because when we were talking, when me and Sabrina were talking for the first time, we were texting. We were getting to know each other. Me, of course, I was like, "What kind of music you like?"
Mm-hmm.
She sent me a track of one of her favorite artists, Kate Nash. I was listening to that. I was like, it's indie music, indie rock. So I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. I like it. And then I showed her my I showed her that track, the one that I showed you, the first track I ever heard from Above and Beyond. She was like, I'm not into electronic, this and that. I'm like, oh, I know, not a lot of people is into it. Now she's obsessed with Above and Beyond.
Aw,
Like 10 years later, now she loves them.
that's sweet.
Some of their tracks have made Sabrina cry.
What is the song? What is the song that you sent me? Do you remember?
Yeah, it's called Love Is Not Enough. Now the one that I heard in that big EDM pack was the club mix, which is also
Uh,
their. They made two versions of the track. They made one that's more like radio friendly, which
yeah.
is the original one, and then they made a club version of it. And then that's the one, that's the track that I first heard ever from Above and Beyond, and just fell in love with them. Write it on your little notes. You should
Yeah.
have some notes.
No,
Yeah.
I do. I have a little notebook. I'll show it in the video, but I have a little notebook that says schemes. So
Yeah.
I was gonna actually tell you. So last night I had a very important meeting with Devin's manager, and
Okay.
it went super good. They were really really impressed with the EP. We don't even have a name for it yet. We don't want it to be just like, oh, it's just a Halloween album, because we want people to listen to it, even when it's not Halloween. And I think it has that
Okay.
potential to not just be put in that box of like ooky spooky. We
So
haven't.
normally I've seen EPs from various genres, and every single one that I know about, they name it one of the tracks that's in the EP.
So our like duo name is gonna be Freaks Edge, and so Devin was thinking maybe we could just call the EP Freaks Edge and be it self-titled. I was like, that could be cool. We're like thinking about like what we're gonna do for visuals and content and all that stuff, and she's coming up with these like newscaster like scripts where we're gonna go out on this, we're gonna hit the streets, basically make these news clips about ourselves, but it's like what
Okay.
we think people are gonna say when they hear the album or when they hear about Freaks Edge. Devil kids, like this new satanic group or something. Like that's what we think people are gonna say.
That,
It's
that's
gonna be,
funny.
yeah, we great. So we have five. So the first one is called Dead Ringa, Snooze, Creeps,
So
Two,
really good one. I was just thinking, I'm like Creeps EP, like that sounds pretty cool.
yeah,
What's the other two?
Freak Show, and Monsters.
Creeps is a good one, and so is Freak Show. For some reason, I feel like that would fit the EP.
To try and do kind of like a party tour and have an OC and do like shows. We want to do shows like in LA in October. We want to really push.
Like
So
clubs,
that's where
gay
the
clubs.
manager comes in. So, but Devin has more experience with like actually doing shows than I do, like getting booked for shows. So that's kind of her ball game right now with her and
Okay.
her manager. Where we definitely want to do like a release party of some kind or a release show, that we can make some money off of and sell tickets and sell shirts. And we're also gonna try and raffle a skateboard that I painted that is really sick. Yeah, so I'll go to like Goodwill or Ecotown or like thrift stores and stuff and find old skateboards and like take them apart, sand them down, and I'll paint them.
I thought you did a full size skateboard.
I do.
I was like,
I do have one that I did a Twitch Kid skateboard. That was a full size skateboard.
that's funny.
I'll
That's
send you a
pretty
picture
cool.
of that one because that one was
That,
sick. I painted
I'm
that one
telling
like a
you.
couple years ago too. So, but I've been painting skateboards. I just haven't had the motivation to start painting again until recently.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty dope, bro. That's a really cool idea. The whole raffling skateboard thing, like that's so dope. Like it just fits your theme, your vibe. It's pretty dope.
That's like the biggest thing right now. Because now that we have music in place, now we just need to like have a plan. And Devin, we had a talk in the car when we came back from that meeting, and she was just like, I feel like so I don't know why, like I feel so overwhelmed. And I was like, look, there's two of us. And I grabbed her hand. I was like, look, Devin, this is what I do. Like I was so real in that moment, because I was like, I've been a theater kid since I was like in high school, right? So like my whole like thought process when it comes to like creative stuff like this, like making music videos or putting on a show, like I've been doing that kind of stuff since I was a kid. So like I have a mental process, for how to make these ideas into reality. All we need to do is come up with the ideas, and like both of us together will figure out a way to like organize it so that we're not, the least amount of stress possible.
You guys definitely, it seems like you guys both complement each other, and you guys both know stuff that the other one doesn't know, which is perfect. It's like you
Yeah,
guys can learn from each other.
we're like the
I mean,
perfect
it's
little
kind of
puzzle
hard doing
pieces.
this stuff by yourself. It's like you have to do everything by yourself.
Yeah.
Like for me, example, it's like, man, like one of the big things for me, man, is I wish until this second right now, I still wish that I can produce music with another person. Like, like the style that I make, and it's
Mhm.
just like, man, like, like I see duo DJs, trio DJs, and like I think that's just so freaking awesome.
You want to work with another producer, you mean?
Exactly, yeah. I want like here's my idea. Like I got a bass line. Like what's next? You throw
Yeah.
something, man.
That was one of the
And I
things that we talked about last night too at the meeting. Devin's manager was like, his name is Marquis. He was so cool, dude. He was like so chill and just very like very focused. And I was just like, I like this. Like I like my whole deal this past year has been like figuring out who to continue to work with and who to like um leave behind, so to speak, because or they lack the focus that like me and Devin have. Like we're both very focused individuals when it comes to our journey and our careers, because that's what we think about it, as like any other job that we do is to support this thing that he was saying or telling us last night was like how fulfilling it is, like in a different way, to be able to perform with like your homies and get up on stage with your homies and like do something that when you're able to collaborate and make music with your friends, like that's a whole different um like vibe. It's a whole different feeling and sense of accomplishment. Yeah, like it's very true, because like I've definitely made music with a lot of different people at this point, and I've learned so much like about myself, about how I make music and how about I like interact with other people, and that has helped my music journey in like a different way, go in an almost completely different direction, where like now I'm able to look at myself and be like, okay, like I am a producer. Like I am a producer for myself, but also for other people. Like, and now I'm helping other people to produce like whole projects that they want me to do. I'm feeling like it's the right time to put my own stuff to the side for right now, because this is like
yeah.
I can see the potential in this
Oh
working
yeah,
on this
huge
stuff.
potential, dude. I mean, it's yeah. There's a lot of opportunity there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, you guys, like I said right now, you two do stuff like how you said she does the whole thing with the contacting her with her or her manager, so to speak. He goes to or he contacts and emails clubs to get you guys booked, and which I'm guessing you don't have any knowledge on in that, right?
Yeah, I'm not actually reaching out. It's funny because I do have like, at least in Santa Ana, like I have a few connections of like people I can reach out to that could help us, lock in maybe a venue or something like that. I always put my trust in the universe that he's gonna put us, God's gonna put us where he needs us to be, and I'm not gonna stress about how we get there. I just have faith that we will get there.
Hey, just have fun, man. Just have fun making the music.
Yeah.
I would make my tracks, I'll convert it, throw it on my phone, start driving to work, and as I'm listening to it in the car,
It's like,
though, there's a pad, and it's always with a pad.
oh
It's
yeah,
always with a pad
dude.
and a plug.
Synths are
Like
so hard to mix sometimes.
yeah, and as like I always start, I usually start the pads with the cutoff, and then I start bringing the cutoff up.
Yeah.
And as like that cutoff is going up, man, bro, you just hear static, and I'm like, Jesus, and I lower the volume, thinking it's the speakers. Like, no, you can, it's
It's
the
the
tracks.
mix.
I
It's
hear
the
the
mix.
static, but now, bro, I don't hear that anymore.
Yeah.
Like for
Hey.
like like our track, the what's our track called again? Revolution,
Revolution.
bro. So that track, so everything, how I told you, right? All my tracks, I get them mastered with his name is Paul Arcane.
Yeah.
I send them to him. This track, I don't. This track, I want to do the best I can to make it sound, mastered,
Yeah.
with in a, in a really good quality. And I've been doing good. I did a good job, and I've been listening to it lately. And oh, dude, I'm so glad that I've been listening to it lately because I'm just like, dude, there's definitely. I haven't fixed. I have been writing notes. I write notes
Mhm.
when I'm listening to my song when I'm not home. I write the notes down like right here at this, do this. I
Yeah.
gotta do those notes. I gotta fix that up because it's just gonna make the track sound way better.
I do have to go back to the into the EP and like raise the volume because what I do, I'm always like more on the cautious side because like when I listen to my tracks, I listen to them on like the car speakers, my studio speakers, and then my studio headphones, and then like my iPhone headphones. So I'm like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
listening on all of these different devices and seeing like, okay, how does it sound? When I was adding the Clear Master, one of the tracks I added it on there, and it, I got that like distortion, and I was like, okay, I need to go back and like adjust the
Yeah,
volume and give
exactly.
it that
Yeah, bro.
headroom that you were talking about.
Every single track that you have released on your Spotify,
Uh huh.
um, every single one you made it in FL Studio, right?
Yes. I'll
Um,
say yes.
in the master of every single track, I'm talking about all of them. Did you never had anything in the master, huh?
Um, no, I think I used to like the very first couple of like Twitch Kid tracks that I released. There's one called "Am I Real?" When I think "Am I Real?" and like "Rough" were two songs that I did that I would go into the master with like the EQ, the fruity EQ, the parameter EQ too.
Oh,
Um,
you would have those on the master.
on the master, yeah. So I would
Oh
basically go
wow,
in there and tweak the individual EQ of the entire track.
I've never seen that.
Now that I use like samples from like Splice or Arcade and stuff, a lot of those are really well mixed. So I don't really need to like EQ stuff like that anymore. But the tracks back then that I made, I basically would, I think I used Soundtrap to get samples and stuff, and I would actually play stuff out or program like my beats, like the individual like beats and everything. But now recently, I've just been using like the loops and all that stuff, and I'll just compose stuff that way, which I like better. I only do that because like I don't have like a studio where I can play my own individual instruments, so I just have to like think of the vision in my head and then find samples that fit that vision. My dream is to have my own studio and really be able to express myself and like play my own like samples and stuff and play my own music.
Okay. Yeah, and your studio right now is your room in your mom's house, right?
Yeah, and I've
Do you
painted
do
my
you
room and all
produce
this stuff.
do you produce like loud
Oh
or
yeah.
no?
I mean, I've been doing this since I was like 18, right? So my family's like used to hearing me like just singing and talking on the phone and being loud and all this stuff, but as long as I'm not up like too late. That's why I usually get stuff done early in the morning. Or if nobody's home like late at night, I'll just be in here. But yeah, usually everybody's working during like the middle of the day, so since I haven't been working, I usually do most of my producing during like the afternoon when nobody's home. So I can just like be real loud and
Um,
sing and do my thing.
yeah, yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, at least you have you have a good time to basically just work on your music without worrying about anything. Me,
Yeah.
bro, I live. I think I told you I live in an apartment. I live upstairs.
Yeah.
These walls are thin. Like
Yeah.
it's thin. Like I can hear my neighbors downstairs. They can probably hear my voice. You know, just like muffled. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
like it's just how it is. Palm Springs.
San
I'm like,
Diego's good too. And I have not been to Palm Springs, but it's on my list of like I want to go there and like check it out. Especially
yeah,
because I
that's.
know like the gay community down there is like that's what they're all about.
Oh my god, bro. And Juna Beats is insanely supportive.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
it's insane. Like, fuck. I mean, for an example, fucking yeah, they made an album in 2015, and one of those songs is called Black Room Boy, and it's basically just talking about it's, the song's talking about someone gay.
Mhm.
You know, it's just I don't know the lyrics, they're very supportive. I mean, these shows that we go to, like the one when I went to Washington, dude, there's just so many gays there. Like it was just so freaking awesome. Like they're so freaking loving. They're so happy. They're fun as fuck. Like for example, right now, one of the homies, like right now this weekend at the Gorge, same theater at Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's called Bass Canyon, and it's basically all dubstep and trap music.
Mm.
And he was telling me, he's like, yeah, like there's not like a lot of gays. There's gays there, but there's not a lot. And it's just the style of music. I guess like for that style of music, like there's a lot of like younger kids. You
Mm-hmm.
know, some of them are just like not annoying, but they're rude. I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just
Yeah.
that genre of music is a different. It's a different type of crowd than
Yeah.
compared to the music that or the music that I listen to, like progressive trance. A lot of it is very loving, it's very uplifting, and like bro, that show, man, I'm over here freaking. We're like, there's a guy singing, like we're singing the same song. We know all the lyrics. We're looking at each other. We're holding hands in the air. Like our,
Aw.
he had his girl. I have Sabrina right in front of me,
But it's
but
just
it's just
like it's
like
all love. Like that's the
exactly,
thing
bro.
about raves and stuff that I definitely understand. Like the attraction to it because it's more about like you've told me, but I've had other friends too who are like hardcore EDM like rave fans that they are just like that's about the community and like the mindset of the people who go.
In March, I went to Beyond Wonderland. It
Mhm.
was my first time going to Beyond. I went. There was a we were walking, and I had an Above and Beyond shirt. I'd never been to EDC. I wanted to go since I was in high school. I found out about it when EDC was still in the LA Coliseum in LA, and it was like I went. I was I mean I was in high school. I didn't have money. My mom was not gonna fucking send me over there, So
Yeah.
I've always wanted to go, but now as the years have been going by, I'm just like, and now that I know my favorite type of music is, like it's like progressive trance and Above and Beyond and Anjuna Beats. Like I just want to go to shows where it's them, and that's where I went in Washington. But the name of the festival was called Above and Beyond Group Therapy Weekender. It's awesome. It's loving. I love all the music. Reason why I went to this Beyond Wonderland was because Above and Beyond was there. If Above and Beyond was not there, I we were not even gonna go. You get me? But they were there, right? So I got my Above and Beyond shirt. We're walking, and then there's this. He seemed like Asian, Filipino. I don't know. He was just walking. He seen my shirt. He goes, he's like, oh my god, I love your shirt. He was gay. Clear you tell by the way how he was talking. It's just like, oh, thank you, bro. Like I love your shirt too. And then he immediately was like, okay, I gotta give you this because I guess I was the first person he saw at Above and Beyond, and he did
Yeah.
the little thing I showed you, the peace,
Yeah. Plur.
love, unity. We
Yeah.
had our hands. He gave me an Above and Beyond bracelet,
Aw.
and I was just like, oh my god, I'm like, this is amazing. And I had a pearl necklace of their logo, the Anjuna Beats logo,
Yeah.
and I'm like, okay, I gotta give you this. With, so when you want to trade necklaces, you just put your foreheads together, and you just take off your necklace and put it over him. And I
Mhm.
put it over his. I gave it to him, and then he just like puts his hand over his face, like oh my god, like you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
like he literally started crying. He
Aw.
just get. And I was just like, oh man, like no, I'm not gonna cry, he gave me a huge hug. Sabrina's there, just like enjoying it
Aw.
with the little moment right there. And so 2022, they brought it. Everything started coming back, bro. It was aside seeing Above and Beyond set the whole and then the first day was a 2-day festival. The first day was actually pretty cool. The first day was fucking cool. Like I wish you would have been there for the first day. The second day, bro, was a fucking nightmare, bro. I
Why?
swear to God, dude, like you fucking so you got the stages and then you got like the whole middle area where people are just crossing, right? Dude, that middle area was so fucking packed. Like the company that owns all these races is called Insomniac.
Uh huh.
Like Insomniac, they fucking oversold beyond Wonderland. Like I feel like they
Ooh.
were fucking selling tickets till the day of, and they never did like, oh, it's all sold out, because bro, there was just way too many fucking people there. We were just jumping around, walking around everywhere, and then they were like, they kind of told me, they're like, hey, just who do you want to go see right now? I was like, I want to go see Seven Lions. I'm like, okay, let's go, take us over there. So I'm like, all right, let's go, let's try to get it, bro. It's so many people.
Yeah.
It's you know that one rave, I mean that one show, something world, where like 10 people died.
Oh yeah, Astro World. Yeah, with the Travis
Astroworld,
Scott.
bro, it literally felt like if we were in
Yeah,
Astroworld.
bro.
Like
That's scary.
I seen videos. Yeah, I seen videos of Astroworld.
Yeah.
How fucking
When it comes to a show like Astro World, there's a lot of moving parts with the way that they run shows. So there's definitely like I can see why maybe he didn't realize what was going on, and I know what it's like to be on stage, you're in show mode, and especially when you have a crowd with that many people, like, you know, but at the same time though too, it's definitely like
dude,
the responsibility still goes on him and whoever his team was for not like, taking more like people's
dude.
safety into
Honestly,
account.
honestly, I saw one clip. There was a video. There's a fucking ambulance in the middle of the crowd, in his peripheral vision.
And he
Like,
can
how
see it,
did
but he still didn't do
how
nothing, huh?
exactly, bro? It's like, why the fuck you see a fucking
I
ambulance?
think
Like,
they tried to make some excuse of like, well, like he's on stage and he has to listen to like for in order for the show to stop, he has to do this, this, and that, and it's technically not Travis's fault. I was like, no, it doesn't matter. If it's your show with your name and you have a microphone in your hand, you have the power to be like to just stop singing.
you know, Lil Jon? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
him? Okay, so he was on stage. This is 2010. He was on stage with the DJ Laidback Luke. Bro, there was so the LA Coliseum, there's the big pit, and then there's the bleachers. There was a huge fence on the bleachers. So if you were to like jump that fence, like there's gonna be a fat fucking drop. You get me? So it's the
Yeah.
height of the fence plus the wall. A bunch of fucking guys were climbing on that fence, and they broke it down, and it went down, so people were able to climb down the fence and go into the pit. And it
Oh.
got, dude, it was getting out of hand, and Lil Jon, he just stopped the fucking music, and it's on YouTube. He starts screaming at them like, "Stop! Like,
Oh my
stop!"
god.
Like everyone, like you, like he starts cussing them out, like, "All of you, stop fucking jumping the fence!" Like,
Jeez.
like he did something,
Yeah.
and that wasn't as big, as dangerous as Astroworld was.
Yeah.
So he did,
Yeah.
I don't know, but
That's why
I
I'm
don't
like,
agree.
I have to personally be very cautious and like, I want to get earplugs and all of that stuff because I'm just very like sensitive when I go to like shows and I'm in a crowd. Unless I'm on the stage, if I'm in the crowd, that's a different story. If I'm in the crowd, I can get like anxiety attacks. Like one time I went to a show where it got packed like that. It was not big, it was like an outdoor show, but the crowd was just terrible. Everybody was just like banging into each other and like fucking mean and shit, and I started like having an anxiety attack and I like seized up, bro. Like I was having like a little seizure and I started having like tics and stuff and I couldn't move. They had to put me in a wheelchair and like wheel me. My friends had to wheel me out. And the person that it was like a Demi Lovato show. Like Demi Lovato didn't even fucking show up.
Oh
And I had a panic
wow.
attack and my friends and I had to leave and we didn't even get to see it. Like, and we were waiting there, dude. It was bad. We were waiting there from like 6 in the morning to 6 at night, and she didn't show up.
Yeah,
It was supposed to
yeah,
be her and DJ
that fucking
Khaled.
sucks. Oh, okay, okay,
Okay.
okay.
So we never
Yeah, okay,
introduced ourselves. We should probably do like an introduction or something.
okay. Well, you go first.
Okay,
It's
okay.
your podcast.
I'm gonna say, hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Salem Strikes, and I am on Discord talking today with.
uh, I'm Angel Duarte. I'm a electronic music producer. I'm also Salem's cousin. So yeah.